Iran has attacked a UAE petroleum site in Fujairah, just days after the United Arab Emirates announced it was leaving OPEC. As the Strait of Hormuz crisis deepens and oil prices keep rising, could this accelerate the shift to renewables, or are we heading into an era of energy volatility? In this episode,
a military operation titled Project Freedom has been launched by the US Navy to secure a safe passage of commercial vessels through the blocked Strait of Hormuz. A spokesperson for the United States Military's Central Command, CENTCOM, told Al Jazeera on Tuesday. The Strait of Hormuz has been at the center of the US-Israeli war on Iran that began on February 28, triggering disruptions that have pushed up commodity prices around the world. United States Secretary of State Marco Rubio has pushed back on comments that President Donald Trump accused Pope Leo XIV of endangering Catholics over his stance on the Iran war, saying his early remarks had been mischaracterized. Well, I don't think that's an accurate description of what he said. Rubio told reporters on Tuesday, when asked about Trump's comments, that the Pope was endangering a lot of Catholics.
When iOS 27 is released later this year, iPhone users will reportedly have a lot of choice when it comes to which AI models they want to use on device. A new report from Bloomberg says that Apple plans to give users their pick of a number of third-party large language models that will be capable of powering various functions within the iPhone's operating system. The new feature, dubbed Extensions internally, will allow users to access generative AI capabilities from installed apps on demand through Apple Intelligence features such as Siri, writing tools, image playground, and more, reads a message reportedly shown in test versions of the software.
The United States is set to impose 25% tariffs on the European Union's auto sector, a move that would reverse an agreement reached in August between Washington and the bloc. US Trade Representative Jamieson Greer told CNBC on Monday that the White House is moving forward with this action.
And Volkswagen has pushed Amazon out of the top spot to become Rivian's largest shareholder, new filings with the US Securities and Exchange Commission show. VW Group's increasing equity stake in Rivian, which has grown from 8.6% to 15%, and 9% in less than 2 years, is tied to a joint venture with the EV startup. And the Rivian and Volkswagen Group Technologies joint venture, officially formed in November 2024, is focused on the development of electrical architecture and software. And every time you use AI, you are in some small way depending on a 42-year-old, 44,000-person Dutch company that spends 4.5 billion each year to advance its technology, ASML, headquartered in the Netherlands, and makes the machines that make the chips that make AI possible. More specifically, and it makes the only machines in the world capable of printing the microscopic patterns on silicon wafers that define the most advanced semiconductors, a process called extreme ultraviolet lithography, or EUV. And the machines are roughly the size of a school bus, take months to assemble, involve hundreds of suppliers, and cost anywhere from $200 million to upwards of $400 million apiece, depending on the generation, prices that give even ASML's biggest customers pause occasionally.
Beirut, Lebanon. As the battles rage on in southern Lebanon, pressure is mounting on President Joseph Aoun to meet directly with Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in an event that could further incite internal tensions in the country. While no date has been set, Lebanon's Aoun will reportedly visit the White House later in May, a month after Israel and Lebanon's first direct negotiations in decades, which have divided Lebanese people.
And Threads is rolling out messaging on the web, bringing one-on-one and group chats to desktop, the Meta-owned social network announced on Tuesday. By bringing messaging to the web, Threads is aligning its desktop experience more closely with competitors like X and Bluesky. Connor Hayes, Meta's head of Threads, said in a post that web messaging was the most requested feature from users after the company first introduced DMs in July 2025. and players would boycott the French Open if their prize money at the clay court Grand Slam is not increased. Women's world number one Arina Sabalenka said on Tuesday, with Coco Gauff also voicing support for the drastic step. The threat deepens a dispute between players and Roland Garros organisers over prize money distribution. Even though this year's tournament offers a 9.5% increase to €61.7 million, 70.19 million.
4 of 6 British pro-Palestinian activists have been convicted of criminal damage relating to a 2024 raid on a factory operated by Israeli defence firm Elbit, with one of the defendants found guilty of striking a police officer with a sledgehammer. London's Woolwich Crown Court on Tuesday found Charlotte Head, 30, Samuel Corner, 23, Leona Cameo, 30, Fatima Zainab Rajwani, 21, guilty. Zoe Rogers, 22, and Jordan Devlin, 31, were found not guilty. The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania has filed a lawsuit against Character AI, claiming that one of the company's chatbots masqueraded as a psychiatrist in violation of the state's medical licensing rules. Pennsylvanians deserve to know who or what they are interacting with online, especially when it comes to their health, said Governor Josh Shapiro in a statement on Tuesday. We will not allow companies to deploy AI tools that mislead people into believing they are receiving advice from a licensed medical professional.
And Airbnb billionaire co-founder Joe Gebbia is growing his team at the US National Design Studio. The Trump initiative focused on improving the government's online presence. On Monday, Gebbia announced that American designer Peter Arnell joined the team to become the first US chief brand architect. Gebbia shared the news of Arnell's hire during the Wall Street Journal's Future of Everything conference on Monday. And Arnell will be joining a group of people that includes Silicon Valley design and software engineering talent who are singularly focused on reshaping the usability of the US government's online platforms.
Lahore. A woman and her 3 children were murdered in their house in Multan, police said on Tuesday, adding that the crime scene was staged as a suicide. City police officer, CPO, Multan Sadiq Ali Dogar, confirmed to the media that the woman and her children were murdered, and it was staged as a suicide.
And Mexico will make history this summer as the first country to host 3 World Cups, but the excitement over that record is not reflected among Mexican fans. And Francisco Javier Ferreira remembers the 2 World Cups he attended in his home country in 1970 and 1986, but he will not be able to attend the third. The 70-year-old says the high cost of tickets for the 13 matches on Mexican soil, and combined with the difficulty of getting a ticket and the limited number of games assigned to Mexico as the third host country, has dampened his excitement as a fan.
Tehran, Iran. Iran's judiciary has promised to continue taking decisive action against people it accuses of working for foreign interests as it reports more executions and asset seizures. Judiciary and security authorities said they will act decisively against the enemy's mercenaries without leniency until the very last one, according to a state television report aired late on Monday. The United Arab Emirates has come under attack from Iranian missiles and drones for the second day in a row, according to its defence ministry. Tuesday's attack came a day after at least 3 people were injured in strikes the day before, and a drone sparked a fire at a key oil facility in the eastern emirate of Fujairah.
And tech giants Microsoft, Google and xAI say they will allow the United States federal government access to their new artificial intelligence models for national security testing. The Center for AI Standards and Innovation, CAISI, at the Department of Commerce announced the agreement on Tuesday amid increasing concerns about the capabilities that Anthropic's newly unveiled Mythos model could give hackers. And on Monday, OpenAI released a new foundation model called GPT-5.5 Instant, which will replace GPT 5.3 Instant as the default ChatGPT model. The company said the model reduces hallucination in sensitive areas such as law, medicine, and finance, while maintaining the low latency of its predecessor. OpenAI released the latest GPT 5.5 model last month, with the company claiming improvements in areas like coding and knowledge.
The Punjab Education Management Authority, PEPMA, has launched a province-wide physical verification drive in its schools to curb fake student enrollments and ensure accurate records. According to officials, the verification process will run from May 4 to May 21, during which the presence of students enrolled in each school will be physically checked. The initiative aims to eliminate fictitious or paper enrollments and confirm the actual number of students in schools.
And Pakistan women's national team midfielder Suha Hirani has secured an overseas move, signing for Bhutanese side Transport United FC for the 2026 season. The 24-year-old joins the Thimphu-based club from Karachi City FC, where she has established herself as a consistent performer and one of the more experienced players in the setup.
Islamabad. Party leaders were once again denied a meeting with incarcerated PTI founder Imran Khan in Adiala jail on Tuesday, as his sisters appealed to the public to gather in large numbers outside the jail to exert pressure on the government. All three sisters of Imran arrived at Adiala jail as per routine, as Tuesday is the designated meeting day, but were told by law enforcement officials that they could not proceed. 2 people were killed in a long-range missile and drone strike on Russia's Chuvashia region on Tuesday, marking a rare Ukrainian attack deep inside Russia, more than 600 miles from the border. A further 34 people were injured in the attack, including 1 child, according to Russian state media RIA Novosti. The Chuvashia region declared a state of emergency following the missile and drone strike.
The United Arab Emirates, UAE, has accused Iran of launching a barrage of missiles and drones at the port of the eastern emirate of Fujairah, injuring 3 Indian nationals and setting an oil refinery at the Fujairah Petroleum Industry Zone ablaze. The UAE's Ministry of Defence said its air defences had engaged 12 ballistic missiles, 3 cruise missiles and 4 drones launched from Iran over the course of the day on Monday.
At least 23 Chadian soldiers have been killed and 26 injured in a Boko Haram attack on a military post in Chad's Lake Chad region, according to the country's armed forces. The military said in a statement on Tuesday that the Nigeria-based armed group, which has long posed a threat around Lake Chad, located at the junction of Cameroon, Chad, Niger, and Nigeria, struck on Monday night on Chad's island of Baka Tolarom. Security researchers at Kaspersky say they have identified a malicious backdoor planted in the popular and long-running Windows disk imaging software, Daemon Tools. The Russian cybersecurity company said on Tuesday that data collected from computers around the world running the Kaspersky antivirus software shows a widespread attack is underway, targeting thousands of Windows computers running Daemon Tools.
And Etsy announced Tuesday the launch of its native app within ChatGPT, opening up a new way for shoppers to explore its catalogue of over 100 million listings. And the new experience is designed to move beyond the limitations of traditional keyword queries. Instead of typing something like wooden coffee table, then scrolling and adjusting filters, and users can now express what they're looking for in natural language. For instance, help me find a Mother's Day gift under $100 for my mom who loves gardening.
Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif on Tuesday cleared a 6-point action plan to fix long-standing tax court delays and accelerate the resolution of tax disputes. The Prime Minister expressed satisfaction over the progress in the digitalization of FBR. The approved 6-point plan includes major reforms aimed at reducing delays in tax litigation and improving institutional efficiency. Islamabad. PTI Secretary General Salman Akram Raja on Tuesday affirmed his decision regarding the composition of the newly formed Punjab Coordination and Monitoring Committee, saying that no existing member would be excluded and no new name would be added to the body. On Monday, Raja notified a 5-member body under the convenership of Amjad Khan Niazi to coordinate organizational matters between the 4 regions of Punjab through engagement with the presidents and general secretaries of the said region.